we only change or add stuff once a year. I don't want to have a customer that only buys one course and then never sign in again. You will reach wrong people if you go wider. People tend to build products for very wide audience, and then it's basically for no one. Wasted so many years on doing stuff without having any knowledge, anything about marketing.
Hello and welcome to the Art of Selling online courses. We are here to share winning strategies and secret hacks from the top performance in the online course industry. My name is Dominik and today's guest is Natalia. Natalia is a German teacher and an entrepreneur who has helped hundreds of thousands of learners worldwide improve their German. As the founder of Learn German Fast, she creates courses and educational content that focus on real communication and speaking confidence. Her mission is to make learning German more practical, motivating, and accessible for learners everywhere. But her business is more interesting than that. She's running a learning ecosystem, structured paths, speaking exercises, community, feedback loops, regular updates. She treats her courses as long-term products and not launches. Most creators in her space are launching new products every 6 months, while she's still improving the same one. So what makes her credibility unfair is that she has lived this. She moved to Germany 12 years ago and learned the language the hard way. She knows where her students get stuck because she got stuck there herself, and that's the hidden engine of her teaching. Natalia, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Before we talk about the business, I want to start with the part most teachers skip over. You moved to Germany 12 years ago. You've said before that you struggled with the language yourself, that you've been on the same side of this problem your students are on now. So I want to start there. So take me back to the first year. What was the hardest moment for you? And when did you start to feel like you could actually speak and not just understand?
Yeah, so when I came to Germany, I could conjugate verbs. I knew a lot of grammar rules, but the moment a German person spoke to me, I froze. Nothing came out, and it was just so frustrating because at that time I have been studying German for like 3 years in my bachelor's in Ukraine, and I thought my German is good. But then I came to Germany and I realized, oh my God, I know nothing. And it was so hard. It was like, facing the hard truth. And then I started to speak Denglish. We say Denglish in Germany, and it's a mix of English and German. So just trying to throw some words in an English sentence to at least try to speak German. And I think it took me a year to actually, find some community, find friends, and start to practice German, to have this safe space. Because I think usually this is the problem when people are stressed, they will not speak. If you want to speak a language, you have to have this safe space, people who can support you, who are okay with you making mistakes and not knowing words. So it took me a while to actually build a community, to find people and to start speaking.
So most language teachers I've talked to come at this academically. So they studied linguistics, they got a degree, they teach what they were taught. You came at it as someone who needed to learn it to live. And that's really a different starting point. So when did you decide to teach this for a living? Was there like a specific point, or did it just sort of happen?
Yeah, so my background is actually teaching. So I was studying German and Ukrainian language in my bachelor. And I came to Germany to continue studying, to do my master's in German. And like for me, when you're 20, you're very naive. So I thought, I am good. I am going to master it here. And then I realized, okay, no, I didn't pass the exam. I had to get like C2 exam. So I didn't pass the exam. And I decided to take a gap year to study the language and then to continue with my master's. So for me, it was always the goal to teach German and to be a teacher, to help people. So like after the gap year, I had 2 gap years. I started my master's, so I did the exam. I got the C2 certificate, and I started to learn, Okay, sorry. So
No
I
worries.
got my master's degree. And during that period, actually, in my gap year, I was like, okay, I still have time. I am not working because basically, when I came to Germany, I had bachelor's in German language, but in Germany, nobody wanted to hire me as a teacher. So I was struggling to find a job as a teacher. I think because also my German was not good enough. Even after that year, it was okay, but it was not good enough to teach. So nobody was hiring me. I was working as a waitress and I had some free time. I was learning German and I decided I'm going to start a YouTube channel. It was also a naive idea, but I liked it. I like to perform. I like to be on the camera, and I was like, okay, we'll just try. So I started to post videos and I posted 2 videos a week, which was so much. It was like a full-time job doing the video, editing everything by myself. But yeah, I had time. And then when I started my master's, I wanted to focus on my studying, on the university. So I didn't post a lot on YouTube. It was just like a little pause on YouTube, pause of 2 years, but still. Yeah, so I had this then master's degree, and after that all of that language schools that I applied before, all of them wanted to hire me, and it was just the best feeling.
Wow,
I
that's
was like,
amazing.
okay, well, this is good. And yeah, so I started to work full-time as a teacher. I was teacher for adults. I never worked at school. It was always a language school for adults who came to Germany and wanted to learn German as a second language. And during that period of time, I had also my YouTube channel. And, after the university, I was like, okay, now I have time. I have my full-time job and I have this hobby. So I want to do maybe more out of this hobby. And especially because I have this experience of learning the language myself, I understand my students, and it was like a perfect match,
Exactly.
So I just kept going with the YouTube channel.
Perfect. I'm glad it worked out for you very well.
Yeah.
Earlier, you said something I want to come back to. So, you don't believe you need to chase trends or go viral. Most creators listening right now have heard the opposite advice for the last 3 years. So, post every day, trust the algorithm, hack the trend. You've gone the other way and it worked. So, what's the actual content strategy? When you sit down to make a video, what's the rule you have been following so far? And how long does it take, like on average, for one of your videos to start paying off?
So basically, I learned it all hard way. Really, my YouTube channel was not growing at all for years, and it was super frustrating. But I kept going. I was posting 1 video per week, and I hope that it will pay off. And it did actually at some point. But I had to try so many different formats. I had to find my voice. So I don't even I have 1 video on my channel, maybe 2, that are viral.
Hmm.
But that's it. In the last, it's been almost 10 years, 9 years of my YouTube channel, there is
Wow.
there are not many videos that are super viral, but still I have been able to build a business, to have customers, to have courses. And this is like, the best proof to me that you don't need to go viral. Also, you will reach wrong people if you go viral. So I never analyzed 1 video and how it pays
Hmm.
off. So usually it's a funnel process. I
Hmm.
post videos to reach my potential customers. And sure, we have different like buckets of forms or like different formats of videos that perform well or that I like. So usually it's like a video, like maybe a clickbait video, something that maybe reach more people. And there will be a grammar video that is not going to be green on the day I post it. But on the long term, it's probably going to bring me a lot of customers because this is a hot topic. This is a hard grammar topic. So people need it and they will probably sign up for my newsletter. And there is another like bucket of format. It's my vlogs and podcasts. So this is something I started a few years ago just as a fun idea. And it also brings a lot of leads, maybe a bit less really buying leads as a grammar video, but this is something for my soul. I really love to travel, to take people with me, and I get so many nice comments and people love it. And it's also, building a relationship with my community. They see me in different situations. They see how I react in real life, what I experience. So building the real relationship with the community is also a very important point. And it's probably a little bit hard if you just post grammar videos.
Exactly. That makes sense. So, what would you say? Where does YouTube hand the audience over to you? So, at what point does a viewer become someone you actually own, like an email subscriber, a member, or something? How do you get them on your email list or to buy a course?
Yeah. So we have pretty much in every video, we have a lead magnet and people can download it. It's either a level test or they can have our free cheat sheet. And if it's something specific, like a specific grammar video or vocabulary video, we will have a cheat sheet to this topic.
Perfect. And
And
how
then,
many
yeah.
email subscribers do you get per month this way?
Per month, around 4,000, depends on the months.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing. Do you have sort of separate landing page where you added sort of benefits? How does that look like? Because 4,000 people per month is a really, really nice number.
Do you mean a Tripwire or which one?
A landing page for the
lead magnet?
the lead magnet. Are you doing something special there? How does that look? Or you just ask for an email and that's it? Or do you even post some benefits, or do you have a whole page for it?
So for the lead magnets, we use ConvertKit.
Mm-hmm.
And we create landing pages on ConvertKit and just send people on these pages. So there is nothing special on the page, like the funnel is built in the background after they sign up.
So you have a Tripwire as well, as you mentioned.
We do, but maybe we can improve it because it doesn't actually make any revenue, or maybe just very little. I don't know why, but we have 3 different Tripwires. One for $9.99, and this one is okayish, and the other 2 are, I think they are online since 2 months, and we made 2 sales.
Okay.
So,
are they in any way connected to the lead magnet? Because
not really.
that might be a problem, because the
Yeah.
Tripwire should also be like a paid next step for the lead magnet, the free lead magnet that they're getting. So if they downloaded the lead magnet for grammar as 10 ways to improve your grammar, a Tripwire can be a paid version of that, where you offer more of the things that will help them learn the grammar. If it's something else, if it's something totally different, and they were actually here for the grammar, they're not going to buy. So it definitely makes sense to connect it.
Here we can see a little problem in the infrastructure of my course system at the moment, because as you said in the beginning, I am not really on to building a lot of new products. So we don't have many products to offer. And on these Tripwire products, we are offering 2 small courses that we have, and they are not always linked to the lead magnet. Therefore, there is maybe a question to you, is it really worth it to build a new product for the Tripwire? Or is it whatever, we just not do anything for Tripwire and concentrate on converting those leads over email marketing?
Tripwire is definitely something you should have, especially in your case where you're getting 4,000 people per month. We usually get conversion rates between 3 and 6% as a benchmark for the Tripwire funnel. So that's leaving money on the table in your case. So I would definitely build something for the Tripwires, but to make sense as a next step after the lead magnet that they're getting.
All right.
So it doesn't have to be something like a whole course. It can be a PDF or a PDF vault for example, with all of your PDFs from before that you shared as a lead magnet. Those usually work great that we have seen with other clients. But building something like this, something that's easy for you and easy to consume for your audience as well, definitely makes sense. Of course, you don't want to overwhelm them with a tripwire because then they are probably not going to buy a course as a next step because you just gave them a whole bunch of stuff to work on with a tripwire. But again, it's something that they feel like, okay, like I really need this. This will definitely help me out. And it's a no-brainer offer. So it's really cheap. It's not something that they have to think about. But when you take the volume of people, so 4,000 people, and you get 3% to 6% of those people to buy, you're getting extra revenue for basically doing none of the work. So yeah, I
Right.
would definitely build something.
That's a good advice.
Exactly. We can talk about that later on as well. Let's go inside the product as we are kind of already here. So when you described what you do, you use the word that I want to underline here. So you call it an ecosystem and not a course, and you listed 5 things inside it: the structure paths, the speaking training, community feedback, and the regular updates. So I want to walk through what's actually inside that, because most listeners hearing online course picture just a video library behind a paywall. So let's start with the structured learning path. What does that mean inside Learn German Fast, and what's the actual structure a student walks through?
So basically, for me, coming from this teaching background was super important to combine all the parts of the learning the language, and these are reading, listening, speaking, writing. So like these are 4 parts that you need, and it's really hard to do it in an online course. Therefore, so my courses are a bit more expensive than a typical online language course because we offer so much feedback. But like for me, it was important to have it, to have the feedback, to have the support, so people actually make results, they have results, they move forward. And also they buy the next product. So I don't want to have a customer that only buys one course and then never sign in again. Therefore, I was like super focused on building the course with all these parts. Like they have reading, they have listening. And it looks like that you have a first like module of the course, and in this module you will have all these 4 parts. They read and listen. This is like a passive part of learning a language. They will read something, they will listen, they learn new vocabulary, they do exercises, and in the second part of this module, they will have to speak and write. The speaking practice is also something I'm super proud of. We built it like 3 years ago in my first B2 course, and nobody was doing it in at least in German market. It's like you speak alone, shadowing technique, shadowing method. So basically you speak alone at home, but it's a video, so you shadow me or you shadow my colleague who is doing the audio. So the audio is not all me, it's me and the other person. And this is how they practice speaking. And writing, it's a writing exercise, and then we give feedback. So I have a small team of teachers. They check our emails every day and they give feedback to everyone. And it's always like 1 speaking exercise and 1 writing exercise per module. So in this case, if you actually are going everything step by step in the course through the course, you will practice all 4 parts in every module.
Wow, that's nice. So how do you decide what to add to the ecosystem next? So is it more data-driven? Is it a gut feeling? Is it a student feedback? What's the input for it?
Yeah, not usually, it's always student feedback.
Mm-hmm.
We analyze a lot of YouTube comments. They are not our customers yet, but still, you have to see what's going on the market, what do people want to have, and then we basically analyze all of the comments on the platform because
Nice.
we have to give feedback anyways. So if there is something going on in the course infrastructure, in the course ecosystem, we will know because like we check everything every day. So we will know. We have a group chat And then, basically we only change or add stuff once a year or something. And in 1 year, there is a lot on feedback that we can use and implement.
Have you tried sending out surveys as well to your audience? Probably just buyers, but just to get the feedback that way. They can always get something for free in return, like a PDF, something lead magnet of sort. But
Wait,
you
let
will
me
get
think, because I think... No, probably didn't.
surveys. We've seen that before, and basically we always do it with our clients. So we use surveys for building a customer avatar and a customer language document because you are able to get the most out of the answers that way. But we also send it after the promotions or when you just try to get any sort of feedback, whether it's you have a new course. So you send out a survey where people can actually write and tell you like personally what they would like to change. Is there something else they would like inside? Also for building new courses, like what they would like to learn next. A lot of course creators go by the gut feeling. I'm glad that you're not, but most of them think like, yeah, I think they want to learn this, or I think they need this. Even if they do need some of that, they're going to buy what they want, not what you think they need and stuff. So it's
I
always
think
better.
there is a very thin balance between those, because sometimes people have ideas where I think, oh my God, you don't need that.
It is, but that's why it's great when you can offer them certain things, because when someone asks me, for example, what would you like to learn? Like at that moment, I'm not sure. But if you give me a few pointers, like would you like to learn email marketing? Would you like to learn all about funnels? Would you like to learn advertising? Now I get some sort of ideas behind it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I would like to learn advertising, for example. So you can always give them a few pointers
Like options,
and also give, and also give like an open-ended question where they can actually write their own ideas, and then you can filter out, yeah, okay, you don't need this, as you mentioned. But yeah, those always tend to work great, so you can try those as well.
Yeah, service is a great idea.
Exactly. But let's talk about maybe a more boring part of the business. How often do you send the dedicated email promotions to your list?
Just one more thing. I don't think there is a boring part of a business.
I'm glad to hear that.
I love it so much what I do, and like I am super happy with my business, with my audience, with like everything I do, my team. So yeah, there are things that are maybe less excited, but I don't think I would be happy to be in front of the camera every day. So this would be boring at some point as well. Therefore, yeah, everything is exciting.
Perfect. I always say that stress comes when you're doing something that you don't like.
Yeah.
So when you're doing something that you do like, which is your work that you're doing, even if you're working for 12 hours a day and stuff, it's not as hard as if you are doing something that you don't like.
Absolutely.
So this is more of a passion in a way rather than something else.
And
So,
also, I don't know, maybe it's going to be interesting for our audience here on the podcast, because when I was working as a full-time teacher, I loved the job as well. I had a lot of really cool students. I was working in different like companies as a teacher. So companies had international employees and they would invite me to teach them. It was not a group coaching or something. It was all like private one-on-one classes. And I had like executives, marketing directors, whatever. And they were very good educated, super cool people. So I loved the part working with people. But at some point I got so bored by the stuff I was teaching because it was all the same. Every year I was teaching same topics, same grammar stuff. And also it was the first part, and second part, when I worked like full time from Monday to Sunday, I had classes the whole day. It was like my most successful months. I made 5,000 euros before taxes. So it was like max that I could earn as a teacher, and I couldn't work like that every month. So, this was the month where I thought, okay, I have to do something different. I need more options to grow as a person, to grow as a, I don't know, employee maybe, or whatever, business owner. But yeah, that was kind of also hard
Yeah. And you also
to understand.
found a way to help more people.
Yeah.
So this way you were physically at a place
Yeah.
teaching those people, but right now you have the whole internet and basically people can learn from you online. So
Yeah.
you are kind of helping even more people than you were doing in the physical classes. Exactly.
Yeah. So to your question about the email marketing, we do promotions, I would say 6 months a year. So it's not every month. I usually try to split it, like 1 month it's a promotion. It's also most of the time a bit bigger one. I do a YouTube live stream. I will do more like reels on Instagram and stories, and then like a lot of emails. And then next month, it's like a value month. So I split it in like those two categories because like what I see in my niche or in my audience, they need time to make a decision to buy something. And I tried to do this like short 3 days promotions and we almost didn't sell anything. And when I have 2 weeks promotion, then we actually do the revenue. Therefore, yeah, so usually it's like 2 weeks the promotion, and then I will do like 4 weeks of value, and then I will offer something else.
And you also get 4,000 new people on your list who haven't seen any of the email promotions before, which also makes sense. Yeah, I would say that's perfect. So what would you say, what percentage of your list typically converts when you do this kind of promotions?
On the whole list?
Oh, the whole list, yeah. I mean, the list that you're sending to. You will, of course, exclude previous buyers and stuff, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually it will be around 3%, depending on the course. So if it's something more expensive, like a 400 euro course, it's maybe 1.5%. But if it's like 99 euro product, then probably 3%.
Okay, these are actually really good conversion rates. How do your emails look like? Do you have like a warm-up period or do you go straight to the promo emails, and how do you structure them?
Yes, usually there are warm-up emails, like just pure value emails that I will send that are connected to the topic of the promotion. And yeah, then I usually do a live stream, so people will get value in the live stream. And after that, we send a lot of emails. So this is something that I didn't do in the past. Like maybe 3 years ago, I would send 5 emails in 2 weeks. So yeah, the sales were not good, but you learn, you grow. So now I think it's at least 20 emails that I will send in 2 weeks, because also people are in different time zones. So they would, if I send it at 8 in the morning, they will probably not even see it because there are so many other emails coming. And yeah, that's
I think
the structure.
this is great for a lot of course creators that are listening, because a lot of them are always scared in terms of sending that many emails. A lot of them think like, oh my God, no, I'm going to be boring. People are going to unsubscribe. Who's going to read all the 20 emails and stuff? But it's great that we actually have proof that it works. So even sending more emails.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I'm
go on.
interrupting you all the time. I'm so sorry.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah, but basically also not like if you see the number, like usually it's 40% of the list that opens my emails. And sometimes, sure, if it's a promotion and a lot of emails, maybe it's 35 or 30, whatever. But these are not the same 40%. So it's every day different people. Yes, sure, there is a percentage of people who are the same, but usually these are different people who are opening your emails, and also different angles are maybe talking, not maybe, but different angles are talking to different people. So you are gonna probably convert better if you send more and talk about different things.
Exactly. And people are on your email list because they want to learn from you. and
Exactly.
they want to buy something from you. So you need to offer them the courses that you have and everything else that you're offering to them. And also for the unsubscribers that you're getting, it's better to clean your list that way, because if they're not going to buy, then you basically don't need them. So they're
Yeah.
making space for those people that actually want to learn from you and buy the courses from you. And yeah, your revenue will also show it as well.
Yeah, I am never bothered if people unsubscribe.
Exactly.
Then they
Especially
will.
as you're getting new people every month. So yeah, as long as you're in net positive, I think you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
And of course, during the promotional periods, everyone gets a bit higher unsubscribe rate, and that's perfectly normal. Also, if someone is listening and is scared about that, that's perfectly fine.
But also we have to keep in mind that not people are learning and going through different phases, so maybe it's not relevant for them anymore. So it's totally fine. Like I
Exactly.
unsubscribe on different newsletters as well because they are not relevant for me anymore. Therefore, yeah, I wouldn't think too much about that.
That's very well said. And maybe they learned everything there is. Maybe you teach them German so good that now they just don't need you anymore. And that's a healthy
And
way of
that's perfect as
unsubscribing.
well. So
Exactly. When somebody hits your checkout page, are you offering them anything else there, like an order bump or something?
So I do. There is an
Mhm.
order bump, I would say, almost on every product.
Mhm.
But I think there is, again, the same problem as with the Tripwire. It's not always relevant. So we don't make money with that. There is an option to buy, but you probably don't need it, so you don't buy it.
Okay, I mean, everything that was said for the Tripwire goes the same for the order bump. So we're
Yeah.
not going to dive deeper into that, but
I had
definitely think about it as
I
well.
had an offer. Maybe it's interesting also for someone. A few years ago, I was like testing to offer my full course for the full price. It's 400 euros. And then as an upsell, so after they
Mhm.
paid, after the checkout, they paid, and then there was an offer 50% off for the next level. And it was like only 200 years. You paid 400 already for the big course, and then the next level was only 200. And it actually worked really good. We had, I would say, maybe 1% of the conversion rate, which is better than zero as we have now. So, but we changed a little bit the offer on the main page, on the landing page. So now they have one course on the landing page. So if you want to buy B1, you can book B1, or you can book B1 plus B2 and have like a discount on that. And it's like better offer. So people usually buy two courses right away. As it would be an order bump, but yeah, it's a package offer. And therefore I stopped offering the upsell, but and also price, 50% off for the whole course. It was a little bit risky, if people write a lot of things, so do a lot of writing practice, then we have to use our manpower to give them feedback and all that stuff. Therefore, yeah, I wanted to experiment a little bit, and I would say now this option with buying two courses on the landing page is working well as well as the other one would say.
Okay, that's perfect. As long as it's working, that's perfectly fine. So let's step out of the strategy for a minute. We started this conversation with you arriving in Germany 12 years ago, not being able to speak the language. So 12 years on, you have taught hundreds of thousands of people. That's a really, really long road. So what has building this cost you that people don't see?
I think the hardest part were these first 5 years, because I like to tell the story that it took me, I think 6 years. I don't remember clearly, but I think 6 years to reach 100,000 subscribers. It's so long, and it was so frustrating. And then it took me 1 year to get to 200,000. And I think like another maybe 7 months or something to get to 300,000. Therefore, like after 100,000, it was better, but it's not because I got the silver button or whatever. It was because I found my voice. It took me just too long, or maybe not too long, just long, to find what I want to teach, how I want to teach. Like I used to think that doing vlogs on YouTube, like it's wrong. Not on YouTube, just German learning vlogs are wrong. You have to be a talking head video. You have to do a talking head video to be a teacher on YouTube, but it's not. And if people like my vlogs, why wouldn't I do it? And these things, it took me time, and this is probably what it costed. I looked too much what other people do. I wanted to copy them. I don't know, to repeat what they did. And this is not the way. Everyone has his own way to grow on YouTube, to build a business. Sure, you can get inspiration, but you have to focus on your inner voice, your own way on YouTube. And it was, I think, probably if we talk philosophically, that was really frustrating. And I'm super happy I didn't give up, because I thought so many times it's not working, I'm not getting any views, I'm not getting any comments, and I didn't even build my email list. I had 70 or 80,000 subscribers, and I had 0 people on my email list. I didn't have an email list, so I started way later. I was just doing it, not really knowing what I am doing, but I wanted to have more subscribers. And then there was a shift. Okay, what is the goal of all of this? And it all, worked out together.
Exactly. That's a cool story. And it goes like when you actually plant a seed and you do not see any progress. It's not growing yet. So you're watering, you're just trusting the process.
Yeah.
And when it comes out, it just blooms. And
Yeah.
that's what happens to you when you hit 100,000 subscribers.
I would say also about the financial part, because it's also a cost. About people don't really talk about that, that it's not for free completely, because also you need an editor or you have enough time to learn it yourself. But usually, you have to have good sound, you have to have a good camera, and you need an editor who can actually edit what you are thinking in your head, how it should look. So there was a lot of money that I put in the channel for years, and I made 20 or 50 euros a month from ad revenue. So basically nothing. But yeah, as you said, I was trusting the process. And at some point, maybe this was also helpful for me, I decided I will do 1 year YouTube really constantly. Every Sunday I had a video, and it was for 1 year. And for me, I created a plan how I do it. I did a research, what topics are important. Maybe it was more like a business, I started to analyze stuff. I started to do a research to analyze my videos or other videos. And then I did it dedicatedly for the whole year. And after that year, it all started to pick up.
Nice. If you could go back to year 1, Natalia, so moving to Germany, no plan, no business, what would you tell her? Another interesting question.
No, because the typical answer is, just do your thing, keep going, don't give up. But I would actually say learn more about marketing, because I wasted so many years on doing stuff without having any knowledge, anything about marketing. So I would actually say, you're a great teacher, but go buy all the books, courses, whatever, to learn more about online marketing, about emails. Imagine I would start my email list right away. I would have a lead magnet right away. I would build a little small course right away. I could have made some money from the beginning to maybe pay my editor and not waste 5 years, invest money in YouTube channel and not have any return on that. Therefore, I would actually tell her, learn a bit more.
Perfect. Two quick ones before we wrap. So I'm going to ask you about two specific people in our audience. The first one is somebody who has the expertise. They could be teaching this for a living, but they haven't launched anything yet. What's one thing you'd tell them to focus on in the first 90 days, except learning marketing?
Yeah, probably have a great offer. Just think about your offer. What do you offer? And not only a product, but also who is the person? Like, who is your avatar? Who are you talking to? Because, like, people tend to build products for very wide audience. And then it's basically for no one. So it's better to really know who you are talking to and have a like no-brainer offer.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. The second person is somebody who's been at this for a few years. They've got students, they've got revenue, but it's plateaued. They're stuck. So, what's the question you'd want them to ask themselves? What would you say?
So what I would do, I don't know the question, but what I would just do, I would take everything I have, all the numbers, all the data from your email list, from your sales, anything you have, and put it all in Claude. I work so much with Claude at the moment. So therefore, I would just put it all in Claude and say, hey, I want to go to have a breakthrough. I don't know where the problem is. Help me. You're my coach. You are my online marketing expert. And just, yeah, do the whole day Claude brainstorming and find what's wrong in your business. Or maybe a lot of times there is nothing wrong, like particularly. You have to fix a lot of small things. And if this is the case in your business, then just take a year and focus on one thing at a time and then see if you get better.
Nice. Natalia, this has been a really good episode. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, me
Given
too.
us, thank you very much. You have given us the practitioner's perspective on the language teaching, the compound, content philosophy, the ecosystem module, and the speaking first curriculum that, frankly, the rest of the industry should be paying attention to. So, for people listening who want to find more of you, where should they go?
Just www.learngermanfast.de. So it's very easy, learngermanfast.de. Or you can follow me on YouTube and Instagram.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Before we sign off, two episodes from the back catalog that are going to extend what we just talked about. If this conversation lit you up, start with these. So the first one is episode 170 with Timothy Moser, who built a multi-million-dollar Spanish core business. If Natalia's content compound model resonated, Timothy is the parallel case study. He took this same ecosystem style thinking and built a different language empire. The second one is episode 207 with Jock Hopkins. He has built a $4 million piano course business, and most of it came from a single YouTube video that's still earning 8 years later. Natalia, thank you so much. This has been excellent.
Thank you too.
Thank you. My name is Dominik, and this has been the Art of Selling Online Courses. See you in the next episode.